Hello, everyone. Today we're going to explore how different surfaces on Earth respond to solar energy, particularly the contrast between land and water. This fundamental concept helps explain why coastal areas often have milder climates than inland areas. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, excellent. So think about walking on a beach on a hot summer's day. Have you ever noticed how the sand will burn your feet, but the water feels cool? Or how coastal cities tend to have more moderate temperatures throughout the year compared to inland cities? Today, we will understand the science behind this phenomenon. Let's start with a basic principle. Different surfaces on Earth react differently to solar energy. While there are countless types of surfaces on our planet, from desert sands to urban concrete, from tropical rainforest to Arctic ice, the most significant contrast exists between land and water surfaces. Now, here's something crucial to remember. Land heats up and cools down much faster than water and to a greater degree. But why? There are four main reasons for this difference. First, we have specific heat. Water has about 5 times the specific heat of land, meaning it takes 5 times more energy to raise the temperature of water by 1 degree Celsius compared to land. Think of it like this. Water is like a large battery that takes longer to charge, but also longer to discharge. Second, let's consider transmission. Water is transparent, allowing sunlight to penetrate deeper, while land is opaque. This means heat in water spreads out over a greater volume, resulting in lower maximum temperatures. It's similar to how spreading the same amount of butter over more bread in a thinner layer. Third, there is mobility. Molecules can move around, carrying heat with them both horizontally and vertically. Land, however, can only transfer heat through conduction, and it's actually a very poor conductor. Imagine the difference between stirring a pot of soup versus trying to heat a rock. The heat distributes much more efficiently in the liquid. Fourth, we have evaporative cooling. Water surfaces experience more evaporation than land. This process consumes heat energy, helping to keep water surfaces cooler. It's similar to how sweating helps cool our bodies. Now, what about cooling? Water not only heats more slowly, but also cools more slowly than land. This is because heat in water is stored deep below the surface and returns to the surface gradually through a circulation pattern. The entire body of water must cool before the surface temperature drops significantly. These differences have profound implications for Earth's climate. Oceans act like global thermostats, moderating temperatures in coastal areas. And this is why the most extreme temperatures, both hot and cold, are found in the interiors of continents, far from the moderating influence of large bodies of water. Think about Fargo, North Dakota, or Siberia in Russia. These places experience far more extremes in heat and extremes in cold. Finally, let's look at how this affects our hemisphere. The Northern Hemisphere has about 35% land area. It experiences greater temperature extremes. The Southern Hemisphere only has about 19% land area and has more moderating temperatures thanks to the dominance of ocean surfaces. Therefore, the Northern Hemisphere is warmer than the Southern Hemisphere. Now, understanding these land water temperature contrasts really help to explain global climate patterns and why different regions experience differences, varying temperature ranges throughout the year. As always, be sure and reach out with any questions.